So far, so good. No user errors. But it's early in the show. My name is Marshal Manlove. I am from my sports reports in Delaware Sports, coming to you with a special interview edition of our show, live from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware. And we're going to stay local here today and talk to a very talented group of runners from Middletown High School and their coaches. But before we get there, let me please, if you don't mind, having me tell you that this is brought to you by me, Marshal Manlove, stage hypnotist. If you would like a funny, fascinating, and memorable experience for a party or an event that you are having, please consider my stage hypnosis show. Details about which you can find at marshallmanlove.com. And because we're talking to some local athletes, I want to give special thanks out to Jazzercise in Middletown. One of the proprietors there runs a very active Facebook group page for parents of high school athletes. They are kind enough to post up links to the videos that I produce in that group room. And also, if you are in the market to buy or sell a home in Delaware, Maryland, or Pennsylvania, I can help you out. Licensed to sell real estate in all three of those states. And you can find out about my real estate doings at marshallmanlove.foxroach.com. Now, hopefully, when I press this next button, my guests will appear, and I'm confident that it's going to happen today. It didn't happen the other day when I pressed the button originally, but now it has happened. So there are my guests for this afternoon, the Middletown High School Cavalier cross-country team, the boys team there, and their head coach in the upper right-hand corner there, Courtney Brinsky, and the girls' head coach, Mary Kay Waltemire. And thank you so much for joining me here and making arrangements to have this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What I'm going to do here is have, Coach Brinsky, why don't I have you come a little closer to the microphone here and have you we just lost your head.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. All right, let's do it this. All right, so we know that's Courtney, you're the head coach in the back there. Mary Kay Waltemire, head girls team coach right there. You can wave. But I imagine you help with the boys too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a team effort. Both of you help the boys and the girls. Okay. So let's go around the room and introduce yourselves there, starting, let's see. Well, on my left, all the way on the left of the screen. Can you figure out who that is there?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Drew, and I am the number one runner for Middletown, Delaware.
Yes, you are.
Hi, I'm Eamon. I'm our number 4 runner. I'm Appiah. I'm our number 7 runner.
I'm Brayden Fosty. I'm our runner number 6.
I'm Carter Boyd, number 5. I'm also same as I'm number 3.
I'm Jonas. I'm number 2.
Okay. Now, these numbers weren't assigned to you. You earned them, correct?
Correct.
Just want to get that clear here. Let's see. Where would you like to begin here? I mean, I can ask my regular questions, but Coach, tell me where you would like to begin here. I'll leave it up to you.
That sounds good. I mean, I'm going to let the boys talk about their season overall. And we'll start by talking about how they prepared for such a successful season.
Okay.
And what they did and what that looked like. One of you guys want to talk about that?
Yeah. And I think it was right after spring track ended. I kind of got the group of guys together and some other local talent. And we kind of wanted to set out that we wanted to practice a lot together. We really wanted to train hard because we wanted to make a shot at a state championship this fall. And so I mean that's pretty much what we did. We met Monday through Saturday and we just at local parks and stuff. And we were always trying to run as a team, get a really good team bonding together. And just I think we always pushed each other, which really helped entering the fall season.
Okay, I think we got most of that there, but I do think I want to try to get a little closer to the microphone here. I don't know what your setup is like there. I don't know if you can move the microphone closer. So you had a very successful dual meet season, 7-0, and a couple of wins against schools that you really wanted to beat, your in-district rivals, St. George's and Appiah. And you basically you swept 6 of those races, and in the very first one, yeah. So when you sweep, that's 15 points to 50, and 16 points in the first race of the season. So you very nearly swept the dual meet season. That's difficult to do because you're running on different courses all the time. Just running 5K to begin with is very, very challenging. So let's move over. Who wants to take this next question? Here's the next question, and whoever wants to take it can. So, what was perhaps your most satisfying dual meet victory here this year?
We would probably have to say against Appiah and St. George's. It was just, that was our home course. We've been running it for 4 years, spend all of our summer out there. So we could really run it blind pretty much. And it was good to just go out there, put a good effort in and sweep them.
So a couple other big wins that you had as far as a team are concerned were against a whole bunch of other teams, invitationals and whatnot. And then the Blue Hen Conference, first in the Blue Hen Conference, the biggest conference in the state, of course. The Lake Forest Invitational, you were first. Your own Invitational, you were first. The Joe O'Neill Invitational, that's an important race too, first there. Let's start with the Lake Forest, I think was probably first though. And who would want to talk about that particular meet and how you all did? What was it? What course did you run? What was it like for you that day?
So the course we ran at, it was at Killen's Pond. I think overall with Lake Forest, I think it was like a pretty good start to the season. We all opened up fresh. We all felt pretty good going out into the race. And I think overall, at the end of the day, we all saw that it was a really good start to the season. And we could all visualize like what our potential was and what we could achieve throughout the season as we continue to work hard and continue to train with each other.
All right. And so who here, just raise your hand, who here has set personal records for themselves during this year? Every single one of you, right? So fantastic. Yeah. Coach, what do you think led to that type of personal success this year for them?
I think it was their training through the summer, their wanting to impress the rest of the state. That Lake Forest Invitational was where a lot of teams opened their eyes and said, wow, Middletown's real this year. A lot of downstate teams were very impressed with them. Actually, they had a lot of teams cheering for them at the state meet. So I think the fact that they ran all together all summer, and they just wanted to get better.
Yeah, just that I think like their passion, dedication to the sport. They knew that they had a really good chance for states, and just how they worked together, all 7 of them, added to that.
And 2 very successful finishes at the Newcastle County meet and the state meet as well. Second place finishes. Sally's, I believe, were first. They're usually always first, so and perennial champions there. They have just a large pool of runners, though, so I don't know how many they can pull from at any given time. If there's 100 kids and they can say, well, who's our 7 most healthy today? That's a lot easier to pull off than if you have a roster of 12 or 15, right? So that's fantastic finishes both days. But Jonathan, Drew, you were the overall state champion, fastest time in all divisions. Congratulations. Actually was there videotaping. That was a heck of a race. But this particular state meet was a lot different from the one last year. The one that was at was a Brandywine, right? Yeah, it was Brandywine.
It was at Brandywine.
And a cold front blew through after the first race of the day. It chased out weaker people like me. I was gone. But all the cross-country runners, they stayed and had to compete in that particular mess. I won't dwell on that one so much, but this particular day down at Killen's Pond, it was like 40 degrees warmer. So tell me what it was like for you in comparison, for this race in comparison to one last year.
I feel like this year comparing to last year, that this year was way better based off the weather and the terrain and the environment. Because last year at Brandywine, after the rain, that's when we all ran. There was a lot of mud, a lot of people were slipping, such and such. And Brandywine is really hilly, so the mud in the hills were affecting us a lot, but I believe we all still did really good for that race. And this year, I'd say that we all did phenomenal. We were so close to winning states, and I believe that we'll always have that mentality.
And congratulations, you were the state MVP. Fantastic. First team All-State, of course. Jonas, first team All-State. Walter, second team All-State. Eamon, third team. Congratulations. Everybody had a great year. And what people don't really understand about cross country so much is that as individual as it is a team sport, because you have to get as many people across that finish line as fast as possible before the other teams get their first 5 across the finish line as well. So who can take this? Whoever wants to take this question can. You've had been on that course before. What did you say to yourself to each other to strategize for the state championship that particular day?
So going into the week of states, we actually got to run the course one last time during the week to sort of visualize what our race strategy was. We got to explore the course, get to see what types of obstacles would be up there that could possibly interfere with the race. We also got to visualize and set a pace for ourselves to visualize how well we can run that course and what the best race strategy going into that is. So I feel like with practicing there multiple times during the year, it sort of put a vision of what your race would sort of look like, racing there, practicing there several times a year. So I feel like practicing there really helped us compete as well as we did at the state meet.
Now, did you guys run together as much as you could during the race, or did you obviously all start together, but at what point, let's say, do you decide we're going to stay together to help each other, push each other along, or say, all right, I got to go now because you're too slow and I got to go?
I think through like the first mile and a half, usually through a race, we're always with each other. We're always supporting each other, like telling us like, okay, we can catch these guys. We keep on pushing. And I think that really helped just get the nerves out through the first mile. And let reality set in and like see what you can actually do and what you can't do. And so I think that really helped.
So these days compared to when it was, so I'm 61 years old. When I was at your age and at a high school, wannabe athlete, our training methods as far as nutrition were a whole lot different than they are now. Can somebody talk about how you prepare yourself for a couple days before the race as far as your food and caloric intake is concerned?
I would say that we're really good about hydration. We drink a lot, and sleep is a big part of it. Probably our worst part is diet. We don't really have a diet, so we just wing it. But let's just have some Middletown way.
Actually, I think Jonathan had a very specific diet. Yeah.
That's not what I heard.
No.
So some sports have skill sets that require a certain amount of muscle memory. And because I have that muscle memory, some people are a little bit more superstitious during the course of a game or during their practices. Does anybody here have any kind of superstition or ritual that you kind of go through to get yourself mentally ready?
Sometimes I usually meditate before my races so I can keep myself calm and not use a lot of energy and just stay focused and locked in for the race when I get on the line, before I get on the line.
Hey, that positive visualization is very, very important. You heard that I'm a hypnotist. I do so on stage, but I'm also a hypnotherapist, and I do help athletes. And that's that's the main thing that I do, is I have them go through positive visualization exercises. People need to see themselves succeeding at whatever they do, and then the emotion that is elicited from seeing themselves succeed is something positive that the body and the mind wants. So whatever it does subconsciously triggers people into doing what they need to do to succeed. So it doesn't surprise me that the state champion does some positive visualization exercises there. Very, very important. So I'm glad to hear you say that. Who wants to take this? Somebody take this next question. Tell me about your coaches and what they mean to you and what they bring to the program here for you.
I think our coaches really inspired us in the last 2 years. With Brinsky coming on and just having 4 years with coaching, we really had a mindset that we wanted to change Middletown's ways. We were never really a good school in running, especially distance-wise, and they put the idea in our head that we could really go out there and fight for a championship, and I think we had a lot of trust in them to help us do that.
Because this sport is obviously very physical, but it's would you say it's equally less or more mental than the physical?
Yeah, I think mentally it's definitely a huge part when it comes to racing and really trying to like nail down hard workouts or just like having pretty good consistency when it comes to running. I feel like that's a huge part in succeeding. But yeah, mentally, you really have to get yourself mentally right to at least succeed in like bigger races when like stakes are higher, or just like trying to get a consistent plan down. It really helps having a good mental game.
Yeah, it takes a different kind of mental strength to be successful as a cross-country runner. Cross-country runners and wrestlers have the most respect from me out of all athletes. I've tried to run before. I can't. I'm just not as strong mentally as all of you are sitting right there. And wrestlers are equally mentally strong because they have to do what they do for 6 minutes straight while somebody's trying to choke them. So, I have a lot of respect. I've seen people run themselves physically sick, and it happened on the state championship day this particular year. It was so hot. A couple people got taken away by medics just to make sure they were to rehydrate them and all. I know that all of you guys are going to succeed in life because you have that mental toughness that is necessary to get over the finish line, not only in this race, but you will in life as well. I have no doubt about that. A coach or coaches, you can kind of alternate here. Tell me a little bit about each of these guys. You can say something interesting, something funny, something positive. Your choice there, but let us know a little bit about these guys.
Yeah, of course. Each of them are different, but they have the same goal, and they're awesome to just be around every day. Some of them were my students. One's my student aide, Eamon here. But yeah, Jonathan, being the leader that he is, I'll talk about his leadership. He wants the best for everyone, right? Between numbers 1 through 25, right? And just, has this passion for running. That's all he talks about. And just, like I said, a great leader. for us these past 2 years. Eamon, he's awesome. He talks about running all day, every day, super passionate, has the statistics, and knows who he's going up against and knows what he needs to do and is all for his team and just to see everyone succeed. And he has made tremendous improvements. This year was his year. He really came through for his team this year. And it was awesome to see him run and just the improvements he made from his junior to his senior year. He's had an excellent season.
He was probably the most emotional in the huddle at Big Invitational because he wanted that win so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Alex was new to us this year. Appiah right here. Came from spring track, and that's his first year running. He obviously did put in tremendous work. Listened to his teammates who really pulled him along, showed him, what cross country is, what he needed to do. So he really adjusted very well to our program and had tremendous success.
We're looking forward to keeping him another year.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we'll go back up front to Jonas Rush. Just also had another incredible season. All for running, super passionate. He's motivated, works hard. Is also a good leader. He wants to see not only himself succeed, but his teammates, his guys that are right surrounded with him. Very hard worker, just like his twin brother Eamon here. Knows the statistics, knows what everyone's up to, and is very driven. And another thing that I like to add about our guys here in front of you is not only are they tremendous athletes and runners, but they are awesome students. They are the role model of what a student athlete is, and as staff members and as a teacher, I pride myself in having these kids that not only are they great athletes, but academically they are amazing students, and Jonas is one of them. Walter here too. Had a tremendous season, success, drop time like crazy.
I think he was a personal best for every race that he ran. I know that was last year also. Every race he dropped time. So
again, just like I said, all these boys are super motivated. Carter here in the blue with the hat on. There you go. Just another awesome addition to our team. He's only a junior, and he had the biggest spot this year on the team. And he knew that, right, Carter? I think, he felt it too. And he knew that he had to show up for his team, especially on states. And he did. He ran his heart out, and he's one of the most respectful gentlemen that you will ever come across. Super smart, passionate about running. And he's one of our multi-sport athletes. He's also a really good baseball player. So it's nice to see his love for running, even though he's also passionate about baseball. And then we have Brayden here. He's also a huge addition to our team this year for varsity. He's been running, but he stepped up, and I think he found that it's been visible that cross country is very passionate for him, and I'd like to congratulate him because he is also looking to run at the next level, which Bert said to him, just as Jonathan is going to Delaware State.
Congratulations on that. And is everybody running indoor track? Is it 5 of the 6 of you? 7 of you?
6 of the 7.
6 of the 7? And how's that going so far?
It's going good. It's a process. It's all right.
Indoor is so different than cross country.
Did everybody qualify for states?
We're working on it. Yeah, we're getting there. It's still have time.
So, of the 7 of you, who's the funniest of the 7 of you?
Eamon Rush.
I think Jonathan.
And do you guys hit the weight room at all? Do you guys lift weights at all?
Yes, we lift weights.
All right, so who's the strongest?
Definitely
Jonas, what?
Carter probably is ripped. Yeah, Carter then Jonas.
Yeah, but I also used to play baseball. I was pretty good at that. But I was a big man back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You know, I could pump somebody there. It carries on. You know, it just carried on the past couple of years.
All right. Well, fill in any blanks for me. What did I miss? Don't leave the interview here saying to yourself, "Oh, I wish he would have asked me that or this or whatever." I really wanted to say something specific. Fill in any of those blanks for me. We cover it all.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think everything was said.
All right. Well, gentlemen and ladies, I want to thank you for spending time to come talk with me here today on My Sports Reports and Delaware Sports. Congratulations on your great season. And best of luck to you during the indoor track season. And who's running outdoors? 6 of the 7. And we got one baseball player, all right? Yeah. Well, best of luck to you in all that you do. And coaches, thank you so much for making arrangements to do this. You're welcome to come bring runners and athletes anytime. I'm very lonely here in the home studio, so I'm always looking for people to talk to. So just call me up and say, can we talk sports? And I will make that arrangement with you. All right, everybody.
Yep,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks again. Best of luck to you. Wave goodbye to our growing fan base here at Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports. I'm going to hit end meeting for all and wish you a wonderful day. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. The Middletown High School Cavalier cross country team, the boys team, a very successful team this year, and the overall state champion, Jonathan Drew. Fantastic group of people. Everyone that we've met so far has been like awesome, right? These are really good kids that we're getting to meet, and I love to have this opportunity to talk with them, meet with them, and introduce them to you if you haven't already met them along the way. Special thanks go out to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Dawnie M., my friends Joey V. and Tommy K., supporters from day one. Would you like to support the show? Simply subscribe wherever you find these videos. It just helps get us in the algorithm and allows us to introduce these young athletes to more and more people, and they deserve it because they all work very, very hard, and they're all fine young men and women. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Marshal Manlove, and now from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, I bid you farewell. Yeah. Time for afternoon snack here. That's why I'm happy now.